In my travels, I've moved through serendipitous moments and spiritual moments. I have traveled through Ireland and Scotland and England. I've been to Bella Coola, and I've traveled over Ontario and on our own West Coast. That said, it is through this travel that I find my most spiritual moments. This is the view that is outside of my window. And the trees are rustling this morning, and I love it. The sky's blue and the heat seems to have lifted. I am so excited to get out today and hike. So in doing just a cursory search, I wanted to look up the word serendipity to see what it actually means. Now, a very rudimentary search, which includes AI, comes up with the gift of finding valuable or agreeable things, good luck in making unexpected and fortunate discoveries. And then third, it says the occurrence and developments of events by chance. And usually in a happy way, it added at the end. So with being serendipitous, we often think about things sort of just falling into line in a valuable way or a way that is suitable to us. We like serendipity. We like that feeling of being serendipitous and things coming together just perfectly. A puzzle there not long ago, and it felt serendipitous when I would pick up a puzzle piece and go to put it in, and it would fit exactly where I was looking, and it was the piece that fit. And I think often that's where we are with things. We're trying to make it all fit. And with serendipity and trying to make it all fit, that leans into spirituality. Because without a belief of some sort, or even just a choice of understanding that there's some energetic force, an energy that is greater than ourselves, it's hard to even accept serendipity into our lives. So I want to look today, too, at Spirit in the Session, Jones's book, and he talks about spiritual experiences and spiritual meaning. And he says here, spiritual experiences help people wake up to the fullness and truth of their own lives and of the world around. The word Buddha literally means, I am awake. God called Samuel to wake up, and Jesus tells his disciples to stay awake. So when we are working with serendipity and spirituality, and we want to work with them hand in hand, it means that we need to pay attention, or to stay awake, or to be aware. And most recently with my move here to Elliott Lake, I think that that's been part of my illness and part of my frustration, and the fact that my back was tweaked. It was all serendipitous to make me sit down and appreciate my life and where I am. have you ever had something happen in your life that when you look back upon it, you realize it was a gift, even though in the moment it felt like a challenge? Can you find serendipity in your spiritual experience? I want to give you some questions now that I want you to ask yourself, and then either journal or just simply listen with an open heart and an open mind and an open body. Okay? So it's about living into answers to big questions like these. Jones says, who am I? Where did I come from? I love this question. This one is one of my favorites. What am I here for? How do I deal with impermanence and other forms of change? What does it mean when we die? And what happens after we die? Now, Jones has other questions here, and I'm going to leave them for now, except for this one. What makes for a good life? I work in dying and death, and often on the deathbed, we look at our life. And I know now at my age, I realize that I have more life behind me than what's ahead of me. I have many years ahead of me, don't get me wrong. But I have 66 years behind me. And I don't have 66 years ahead of me, I don't think. So what makes my life good to this point? What makes my life worth assessing? Where did I find serendipity? How did I live into my spiritual experiences? These are all amazing questions that we can ask ourselves. I love this sentence on page 43 of Jones's book. There is no human experience that is not also a spiritual experience. And there is no conversation that is not also a spiritual conversation. In my serendipitous world, because I live there, I love serendipity because it happens all the time. And so in my serendipitous world, I love looking for those experiences, those conversations, to be in spiritual connectedness with another person, or with nature, or with myself. So as we look at the art of spirituality, as we look at the art of serendipity, I'll close today just by saying that the art of anything is skillful and creative application. It is knowledge and expertise and mastery and refined technique. However, none of those can come into play without our choosing to be artful. When we take a canvas and the paint is on the brush, until we apply it to that canvas, the picture will not form. So I invite you, I want you to begin the art of your own spirituality and serendipity, and begin the journey into your authentic self as you find your way along in this world. So thank you for listening today, and I'll look forward to our next class together. Be sure to drop me a note if you have any questions. I would love to hear from you.